Today, I'm going to show you how you can subscribe to webhook notifications emitted by external services when you're building your app in Gadget. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new Gadget app. I'm just going to call mine webhook subscription demo. And the only thing I need to do in Gadget to subscribe to an external webhook is create a new route. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to open the routes folder in my file explorer. There's a default get hello route that we've created for you. All this does is return hello world. I'm going to go ahead and create a new route. It's going to be a post request route, and I'm just going to give it the name myroute.js. So this will actually create a new HTTP route for your Gadget application that you can then use as input to a webhook subscription. Let's take a look at how to do that now. I'm going to subscribe to a webhook coming from GitHub. Before I do that, I'm just going to add a bit of code here to handle my incoming webhook payload. So I'm actually just going to use the logger, and I'm going to log the entire request. So this is the incoming request and webhook payload. So we'll be able to take a peek in the logging tool. And then I will actually reply. This is a Fastify object. I will give it a 204 code and send that back. I'm using 204 because there's not going to be a body with the response. So that's fantastic. Let's try it out. Let's subscribe to a webhook and make sure the payload shows up in our logger. So I'm just going to subscribe to a webhook in GitHub. I'm going to create a brand new repository, test Gadget webhook. Guess it's more of a webhook subscription, but that's okay. You can also use a repository that you've already created. We're just going to be hooking up to a webhook that listens to stars, whether you've added a star or removed a star from a repository. So I'm going to click on settings here and then webhooks and add webhook. And I need this payload URL. So this is going to be my development URL for my Gadget app. So I'm actually just going to open this up. I'm going to copy this here. So this will be my development URL, and then the route will be my route, which is the name of the route file that we created. I'm going to get it to send JSON information. I'm only going to select individual events. I'm going to unselect pushes, and I will select stars. It's just an easy way to trigger a webhook. I will add this webhook. Fantastic. And now let's try just adding a star to this repository. And I can flip back to Gadget and take a look at the logs. And here we go. So we can see that we did indeed receive an incoming webhook request. This is the body. It gives us some repository information, a bit of sender information. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we expect. So now every time someone stars or unstars that repo in GitHub, you'll get that notification, that payload in your Gadget route. You can also do some processing on the webhook payload in your route. I am just going to go ahead and copy a wee bit of code, paste it into my route file. Perfect. So this is an example of we're taking that request body, parsing it into, sender, repository, and action pieces. And then we want to save this information in a model in Gadget. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new data model. We want it to have the API identifier GitHub stars, which is fantastic. And we can create some fields. Let's call one user. They're all going to be strings. Let's call another one repo. We can capture the repository name just in case you're subscribing to multiple repositories. And we can call another one action, which will just be whether a star was added or removed. So this should line up with our GitHub stars.create action here. So we have user, we have repo, and we have action. So now if I go back and I unstar this repo, go into my logs, okay, we get logs, so that's great. Now if I go into GitHub stars, fantastic. So it captured that R. Droward, who is me, on this repo, test Gadget webhook, deleted or removed the star from the repository. So that's a very simple way that you can handle webhooks using Gadget and subscribe to webhooks that are being emitted by third-party services. If you have any questions, hop on our developer Discord and feel free to ask myself or the Gadget community. Until next time, I hope you keep building more and coding less with Gadget.